Good morning, everybody. Soulblade 2200 here, and welcome back to Matteo's Corner, a place where we can sit down, relax, and talk about topics that are worth talking about. Before I get into today's topic, let me ask you a question. Do you remember Tiger Electronic Games? You know, those little plastic, kind of cheap, you'd find them at like a Rite Aid for like 10 bucks. I think they were like 10 bucks. It's been a while. Usually based on something licensed like Altered Beast or Sonic or Street Fighter, Mighty Ducks. Well, I actually have one today. I actually just picked this up last week, maybe a couple weeks ago. A friend of mine owns a game shop in downtown San Jose. If you're ever down there, look them up. It's the Game Shop. They are located inside of fixlaptop.com, and I will post a link to their, I think they have an online site. If they do, I'll post it in the description below. If not, I'll figure out a way for you guys to get a hold of them. They got a lot of really good stuff, retro-wise and whatever, and that's where I picked up this. I actually found one, and it still works. I put 2 batteries into this puppy yesterday, and it freaking works. I could not believe it. But that's why I wanted to kind of talk about this, because I remember these as a kid. A little bit about myself. I grew up, I was born in 1992, and I grew up in the 90s, and up to the early 2000s, these were everywhere. And it's funny because they were these cheap little things that you could buy at a store. All you needed were 2 batteries, and you could have a full game, LED screen, button. Here, let me see if I can see it. LED screen, buttons, that's all you needed. And it's weird though, because the time they came out, they were popular. Then like the Nintendo Game Boy came out, and everyone wanted to get the Game Boy, and it was this huge revolutionary thing. But these were still being bought till like 2003. I think the last one I saw in a store was, I think, like 2003. That's a long time. I mean, these things survived for years. And, yeah, I just don't know how this happened. But anyways, it's funny because I personally remember having tons of these. I had a Mighty Ducks one that I would play for hours and hours and hours. That was actually kind of fun. I had a Lion King one. There was a Toy Story one, but I got rid of that one because as a kid it freaked me out because it would always turn on by itself. I thought it was like possessed or something, so I just threw it away, and I was like, no, I will get rid of you. But then like my sister had one of Snow White. And again, like the reason why we had so many were, again, they were cheap. You know, if you were a parent or a friend and you had a birthday party or a Christmas present or just a present in general, maybe you wanted to pick up a game. Games on, if I recall correctly, games on the Game Boy were like 30 bucks. These games were like 10 bucks. I got this one for free because I had some store credit at the store and I picked it up with the store credit, but because I traded in some stuff. But yeah, they were cheap, and parents would think, hey, game's already here. They don't have to hook it into something else. You don't have to buy a separate game to make the stupid thing work. You don't have to hook up wires and do all these other little things. It's all right there, right here. This is the entire thing. And sorry, just check on something real quick. And yeah, you know, it's just, I don't know how these things. I mean, everything had a Tiger game. Everything had a Tiger game. Like I said earlier, Altered Beast, Street Fighter, X-Men, Toy Story, like all these things had a Tiger game. And these things, again, they don't look like... Okay, here's another part of the topic that I wanted to get into as well, and I would love to hear what you guys think of in the comments below. Do you think these are real games? Because technically, I kind of think they are. Because Game & Watch games are kind of like this, and they were considered games, so why not count these as games? But I know a lot of people think they aren't because, you know, the time that it came out, the amount of, like, the years that these came out, the PS1 was coming out, there was the N64, there was the NES, the Genesis, there was all these other game systems, and then there was this. So, for the time, maybe it's not a game system thing. Maybe it's not. But then again, for the same token, Game & Watch was still around. People were still playing Game & Watch stuff. You could buy them. You could buy those at Rite Aid too. So, let me know what you guys think of in the comments below. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on these. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 2 of Matteo's Corner. And I will post a new video probably soon relating to Press Start. I think that one's almost done. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys next time.